Hi. I'm going to start this because I'm kind of a nervous wreck. And if I don't start it, I'm going to come up with every excuse in the world to not actually do it at all. um, okay. You've heard all the disclaimers. You know that basically I talk about whatever's come up in my life and I try to apply my life to sort of a bit of advice on how to live with avoidant personality disorder. Okay, so what I had to deal with this week is probably very much not the norm for anybody, let alone me, but anybody that has avoidant personality disorder, but even like anybody. So yesterday, God, this is hard to talk about. First of all, I mean, it's hard to talk about, but also it's the braggy thing. Okay, whatever. We're going to get past that. My job, instead of giving out annual bonuses, gives out awards. Because they feel that since we don't interact with each other one-on-one nearly as much as we probably should, as they do in other work environments, that, rather than give out bonuses, we get this big party once a year where they give out awards. It's supposed to be great for people, and a lot of the people in the company really love it and really look forward to it. And I got another one this year, and they were quite happy to point out it was my third of the award that I'd received. Third, I think it's 3 in a row. It might be 3 over 4 years, whatever. It's the same stupid award. They give out these things. They give out as much as possible. They actually started adding awards this year because they want to give it to more people. Rather than give out bonuses. That's what they do. So this year was an additional bit of stress for me because if you've been following the videos that I'm making, and I do not blame you if you don't, I recently transferred from one department to another. Now, I've done this before, but this is the first time that I initiated it myself. And it was awkward. To me, it was awkward. The people that I was working with, although clearly they're doing great without me, and they seem is the word. Anybody who studied English knows that seeming does not mean reality. It seems that they all appreciate me again that quickly. Who the hell knows? Because they were very, very, very angry and resentful when I first came up with the idea of changing departments. Anyway, I had to go see them all last night at this big party thing. And meet, not meet like the first time, but run into the owner of the company, who, by the way, wanted to give me a hug. Not in a creepy way. I mean, it's creepy to me because, oh my God, but it's more like, oh, you're family. You're like the cousin I haven't seen for a while. That sort of, well, you know what I think of my family. So family that's not family. I mean, it was horrible for me, right? And again, this is a party. Like all family parties, it's an open bar. For the first time, I decided, oh, one, let me be normal, and two, let me try to deal with the anxiety that I have been dealing with in a way that, the whole world deals with on a basics. That's just how people deal. In the real world, people drink social lubrication in order to deal with their anxiety and other issues. And I decided, now I don't drink often. I don't not drink. but I'm not a regular drinker, so I'm pretty much a lightweight. Haven't always been, but I am now. Like, it affects me pretty fast. You know, we all literally we arrive at the venue where they're having this party, and the first thing they do is hand you the drink voucher tickets. Seriously, before they say hello. I mean, this is a drinking party. Everybody's drinking. It's really weird that I don't, right? So I decided to give it a shot. Let me tell you, and I almost want to, send, I'm not a big texter. I don't actually like to text. I'll email or I'll call or whatever. But texting is just not my bag. And I was texting all last night. I was texting lots of people. I was telling them all about it. I think I was texting 3 separate people. And my son came to the party because, again, it's supposed to be a family thing, right? So my son was there. So he wasn't even one of the ones I was texting. And he's the person that I talk to the most. Okay, sit with that. That's how anxious I was. I was texting 3 separate people at once. On a social basis, I would say my average is talking to maybe 2 people a month. And I was sending out 3 separate sets of messages last night to 3 separate people. And they were not nice. They were like, oh, please get me out of here. Oh, please, anywhere in the world that I could end up, whatever kind of hell you want to put me in, drug me, kill me, anything. It's embarrassing. It's also horrifying that I was under that much stress. I was under so much stress. I was talking to people. Astoundingly, I think I'm still talking to everybody I was talking to last night. That's amazing. That is amazing, because usually when I'm having a freak out and I talk to people, it's like I don't speak to them again for 6 months or more because I'm like horrified at myself. But for some reason I was in some sort of, clearly I was in a crisis. I was in a crisis. And I was distracting myself any way possible. And also, again, I don't know. I think maybe that's the point. Maybe being under the influence. I had 2 drinks. Wow. Maybe being under the influence made talking to people like not count. Maybe that's the way people do it. I don't know. But here's my experience. Again, I've been to this lovely event multiple times, like, I don't know, 5 times or something. It's a thing on my calendar every year. I'm like, oh. The only good thing is usually later in the year. It's over with. It's done for a whole year. Yay, I don't have to deal with this until next year. It is seriously probably the worst thing I can do in a given year is go to this dumb thing. It's that bad. And they want me to participate. Now, thank God they have not asked me to give out any awards and get up there and do a speech in front of people. But they're definitely asking me to, like, hand out the awards, that sort of thing. And stand up in front of people and perform like a seal in a circus. Plus, of course, I have to go up and get the stupid award, whatever. Last night, thank you. I only got 1 last night. Sometimes I get more than 1. It's like, please share the wealth, give it to other people. Have to go up. Listen to whatever they have to say. I don't even know what they said last night. I don't know what they said. I knew it was coming and started to black out. And I don't mean like an alcohol blackout. I mean, I was just like, I am not listening to this. I don't know what they said. I don't know what they said. They usually try to be really nice. Oh, isn't this great? This person is such a great employee. But you have to go up, get the stupid award, walk in front of people and not fall and die, get your bloody picture taken. I don't know where the pictures go. I've never actually seen them. I can tell you this. They send out, here it comes the not talking. Hey, what the hell? They send out invitations every year to the people who have to go to this thing who have been eligible for an award. And they have like a collage on the front, and the collage on this year's invitation, one of the pictures was me. So they clearly think I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's so weird to say. I've worked for this company for so long, like people knew who I am. I would assume for the worst rather than for the positives, but who the hell do I know? I feel like I'm on the edge enough that I'm not like, and this is bizarre, but this is what keeps me going to go to this company, is to make me think that I'm very peripheral. People don't know who I am. People don't care that I'm there. People, I have to do that or else I can't be at this job. Because if I feel like I'm like important to this job, or people know me, or people want to interact with me, I can't go back. You know how it is. I have a avoidant personality disorder. I can't have relationships with people. They're similar to my actual family, where they all know each other. They've all got they like text each other back and forth all day long. Ugh. I text my manager when there's a problem with my job, or if I've, if I'm out sick or something, because I don't want to actually pick up the phone and call and talk to her, so I'll text her. That's my interaction. I don't interact with them. And so I can pretend that I don't mean anything to them. But going to this dumb ceremony, it's like I can pretend it less easily. So again, I was like, okay, I'll be like everybody else in this place. I mean, I don't personally understand they can do it because they all drive there. I don't think most of them have designated drivers. I don't know. I know I didn't. But I also know that, how should I put this? I'm a person of significance. I'm not exactly a little toothpick. And I did eat. I was not affected. Plus, I burned it out of my system. I really, really, truly believe that I burned it out of my system with this absolute freak out I was having. I was not in a good way. And so this is the point. It seems like such a huge brag. The whole thing seems like a huge brag. I shouldn't be talking about this, but this is why I'm talking about this. This is the point. The point is this. It does not work. In my opinion, it makes everything worse. In my opinion, it exacerbated the stress and the anxiety. It did not in any way, shape, numb it or alleviate it or anything like that. I don't know. Maybe if I was with, keep hitting the stuff behind me. Sorry. Maybe if it was with, if I was with people I don't know. I think it's a one-off, very specific situation that I was in. And thankfully, I don't think many people have to go through that. I don't know if it would work in anything else. I mean, like, for instance, I'm thinking hard. I don't think I've ever gone, okay, no, I'm not going to say I don't think. I'm telling you now, I have never gone on a date where I was drinking on a date, ever. Not until, like, I mean, I had relationships that were ongoing, did not drink at all until it was a set relationship. Until everything was like, we figured this out. For me, not being 100% able to control everything makes things worse. A lot worse. I kind of wish that I could say, hey, this is the magic bullet. This is what you do to make it okay to be in social situations. But there's some kind of phrase for it. What I'm thinking is a day drinker. That's not it. But the people who drink at home alone by themselves, not like the opposite of a social drinker, that's how I drink. I don't drink in the moment. I drink after it's over to deal with it at home by myself where there's nobody witnessing me. And again, I wasn't in any way, shape, or I was like barely tipsy, if that. But it just made everything worse. So then, basically, if you're thinking, oh, I don't ever drink, maybe if I drink, it'll make things better. Probably not. If you drink all the time, every time you're interacting with somebody, and that's just what you're used to, do I say don't drink in that situation? Probably not. Because if you're changing how you're able to interact and cope and exist in the world, I mean, it's like if you're expecting to have these physical sensations and you don't have them, it's going to fry your brain. That you're going to have to learn how to cope without sort of your safe space. Let's call it that. So if you just have gotten used to every time you're around somebody, whatever, you're drinking, keep it up. Don't change. Isn't that awful? Am I telling everybody to be alcoholics? No, I'm not telling everybody to be alcoholics. I'm saying social situations are not the time to change how you have been existing in the world. Do it in small doses on your own, in a safe environment versus something like that. It's not going to suddenly make everything better. It's going to make it worse if you're trying to avoid anxiety, basically. So in both cases, like I said, if you're a drinker or whatever, and like, okay, like say you're a smoker or something like that, and you smoke when you're nervous, and then you try to go to some social event and you just decide, I'm going to not smoke for this entire night. You know what? It's going to be a lot worse than if you had a few smoke breaks. So how do you maybe do an in-between? I have no idea. I think the in-between is cut the amount of time that you're there. But I don't think going cold turkey one way or the other, either adding something or taking it away, it's not going to work. I tried. I did the experiment. The most stressful thing, probably the most stressful thing that I can anticipate for this year has happened. And I tried to, anticipate it. I mean, it was a decision I made. I didn't just fall into it. Somebody didn't hand me something and insist I chug it or something like that. I mean, I really did say, I'm going to do this time. Never did it before. I'm going to do it this time and see. Maybe it makes everything better. It makes everybody else have such a great time getting bombed with each other. Not me. I have to have self-control. I have to remember every single thing that I do, because somebody could come back and say, hey, you did this. And I need the heads up. I can't adjust to being told, hey, you did this. And I'm kind of not completely aware of it. I can't adjust on my feet. I need to know ahead of time so that I can process it. I can't just suddenly accept my behavior if I'm unaware that I've done something. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But that's how I am. And that's what I assume. I assume somebody is going to say something. Who knows? They might say it 5 years from now. Hey, oh my goodness, you remember you did this at this time? And I'm like, deer in the headlights. Oh my, I did what? I can't have that hanging over my head. I spend too much time analyzing everything I do, even when I'm got my wits completely, and I remember everything. I'm still like analyzing every step, literally, that I took. I can't let anything go. And I have to gird my loins for whatever comment is going to come my way about whatever I did, whatever happened. I need to know. And that's one of the reasons I was so anxious, because I'm like, okay, these people that used to be my coworkers and are now my former coworkers that I still work with in the same company, but just don't work with on a daily basis, that were so strangely, oddly, I mean, there was no, oh, that's interesting. There was either, oh, good riddance type, good, bye, whatever, 2 seconds. And then people that were really, really upset that I was leaving, and snarky about it, and actually making comments to me about it. Like, who did I think I was? My ego was so big. I literally was told my ego was so big that I thought I had the right to change departments. Like, what? I mean, they all landed on their feet, but who cares? They landed on their feet, and I actually interact with every single one of them because it's the same company. I interact with them less. I just don't interact with them on a daily basis. And I have actually interacted with every single one of them already, through work. So I don't know why especially there, people are, I don't know, maybe with alcohol that they would, and let me tell you, bombed. Like seeing my direct supervisor drunk. Wow. Dang. There's a reason I don't hang out with them when they're drunk. Let's put it that way. She gets very flirty with married men. Anyway. Yeah. So I will be processing this for quite a while. But as an experiment, I mean, that is the thing, though. I think that it is a good idea to do experiments. Like, because I mean, this is okay. So this is 3. I've done 3. I don't need to do any more. 1, I found my own new third space, which is still spectacular. It's far away. That's the only problem. It's a good long drive. You know what? Good long drive, clear my head. It is an event to go to. Still working. It's great. This transfer that I did was like a genius move. It really, I mean, I'm actually making less money, but I'm also working a lot less. So, whatever. I mean, I'm paying my bills still. So, cool. I'm paying my bills and working 2/3 the amount of time I was working before. Excellent. This try to be like everybody else and have a drink when everybody else is drinking. That did not work. But I think it is really good that I am trying to do these experiments still. I'm trying to put a positive spin on it. Yeah, that was a bad experiment. It did not work. I know what not to do in the future. But it's good for me to try. And I this is another thing is there's a part of me that's like, oh, now I'm making these videos. Am I doing all this to make a video? No, I am definitely not. This is my life that I am talking about here. And some of these, absolutely nothing happens in the weekend. It's like super boring video. And I'm like, I don't even know why I'm making these. I'm sorry, there's nothing happening. I don't know what to say to you at all. But sometimes things do happen that are real. And I guess I'm glad to be able to say, hey, first of all, here I am living my life. Here's a real example. These are the things that I am doing. These are active, like experimental type. I'm going to change my life in this way or that way. I'm going to do this thing that's different. And this is what I did. This is how I overthought the entire process. This was how I planned it out. This is step by step what I did when I made these changes. This is the effects. This is the effect on my mental health. This is how I'm ruminating about it. So that maybe you could do it yourself, but also you can see that it's possible, no matter how big a stress, it is possible to get through to the other side. And that things that seem like they're massive might actually be, in the end, not that big a deal. And things that really seem like they're tiny and nothing, like really nothing, might really impact you in a big way. And everybody is going to react differently to the changes that they make in their life. And, unless you make the change, you don't know how it's going to be. I mean, who knows? Maybe I would suddenly be a barfly because it really did make a positive, great impact on my life. It did not. It made me even more anxious than I was before. And it made me so anxious I had to vent about it. And I was in a situation where I couldn't actually vent about it. So I vented to people, which is now humiliating to me. Whatever. And I haven't had one person come back and say, hey, you remember that crazy stuff you were telling me? So I think that they were probably pretty concerned when they were getting those messages. But now they're probably like, whatever, that's done and over with, because it's not affecting them. So they're not doing the rumination. I'm doing the rumination. The other people are not. I mean, if it was my family, they would have definitely filed it away. Do we come back when I least expected and say, hey, do you remember this? And do you remember that? But most people are not like my family. So chances are very good I'm never actually going to hear anything about this again. Doesn't matter. I will remember it and I will beat myself up for it. I don't need people reminding me and beating me up. I can take care of that all on my own. Yeah. But the experimentation, I think, in the end is good because, again, I did 3 things that are definitely not the type of thing I would have normally done. And 2 of the 3 turned out good. I mean, those are pretty good odds. Those would win you money if you're in Vegas. Anyway, okay, I've yapped enough. I got it out. If you saw from the very beginning, I was super, super anxious about even making the video, but I did it. And I'll see you next week.